Blessings and peace to you. This is SB Favor Thinking Podcast, and my name is SB Favor. How are you doing today? It is Thursday, February 24th, 2022. Another wonderful day and another day to be thankful. And as I always say, if you focus on what is good, then you can project something good to happen. So make sure you focus on what is good. I'm not talking about walking around acting like a robot, but I'm talking about just focusing on the things that are good. I hope everyone is having a good day. It's a wonderful day. It's a day we have to be thankful. It's a day we have to pray. We got to pray, y'all. We can't forget to pray. Well, I want to remind you, if you are out there traveling about, make sure you're keeping yourself safe and keeping your family members safe. We are still in the middle of a pandemic, and we have to do our part to stay safe. So please keep yourself safe and take those vitamin supplements and take care of yourself. If you would like to donate to the podcast, you can donate at Cash App, $SB Favor. Thank you so much for your donations and your support. Well, the title of this episode is Trust Issues, a Clean Slate Before You See the Red Flags. All of us enter into different types of relationships, work relationships, romantic relationships, relationships of all kinds. And when you enter into a new relationship, the topic of trust always comes up. And you can't assume or think that somebody is just going to betray you just because of something that happened in your past. So it's best to give people a clean slate. So that's why I wanted to talk about this topic. Trust issues, a clean slate before you see the red flags. And the red flags are warnings. Warnings for us to know who we are dealing with. And so that's what this episode is going to be about. And Jaki Draper is here. Can't forget to mention that. And so we're just going to get into the topic. And I hope that our words will give you some insight. How you doing, Jaki? How was your day?
Hello.
How was your day?
Well, the truth is that I'm going through a period of a little bit of stress right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking maybe talking about something completely off topic might be good for me right now.
Okay. Well, you know what? It's all good. And the intention of this topic is to lift others up as we lift each other up. Yes. Right. And lift ourselves up. So we can get into, a discussion about some things, but we're going to just touch on the topic that we planned for, which is trust issues, a clean slate before you see the red flags. But before we get into that topic, let's talk about what's on your heart. Let's just tap on that a little bit. And then we're going to go into the topic because we like to be real with our audience, right? And so there's no fakeness here. So let's tap on a little bit about what's going on with you. If you want to share, if not, that's fine. But let's just tap on a little bit because I want you to be encouraged and lifted up. Go ahead.
Well, I wasn't expecting to say anything, but why not? What difference does it make? It might actually make me feel better.
Yes,
I'm stressed out because I've been trying to start a business and work full time. And Monday morning, I was up early and I was baking before work. And my friend's mom came over and we were talking. And I was getting ready to leave for work. And I told her, I go, I wish I didn't have to work. I wish I could just do this full time. And this was my only job. And I could just bake and do this. Blah, 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 blah. And then I get in my car and I go to work and I walk in the door and I go, hey, Jaki, come here. Let me talk to you. And I got laid off on Monday right when I walked in the door.
Wow.
I worked for a small transportation company. And the supply chain issues are real. And my boss said, I can't afford to keep you anymore. We're a small business and I can't afford to keep you. That him and his son are going to absorb my duties and, some other employees that can pick up some of the slack as well. And, so I don't have a job right now.
Okay.
I am decided that this is. I mean, I asked for it before I went to work that day.
You did.
So this is what I want to do.
You did.
So yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You mentioned the word stress. You mentioned that word.
Mm-hmm.
And so
yes.
I just want you to give me and the listeners some clarification on why do you think you're stressed out? And then once you answer that question, I'm going to say some things. But go ahead. Why do you think you are stressed out?
Well, two things.
Okay.
One is I have no income at this moment. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I don't have any income. So that's stressful to me.
Right.
The number two, the only way that I can make money from this new business is to open up my my online store, my website.
Right.
I am trying to do this website, and this isn't my thing, you know. Right. That's not my wheelhouse, building a website. It is hard. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure it's easy to some people. Like people are like, oh, this is nothing, no big deal. Right. But it's not easy for me. And it's stressing me out, and my computer's moving really slow. I wanted to pick up the computer and throw it across the room.
Right.
And then, so
well, let me say this.
And click on this and click on that and try to move this and try to move that. And then I got to decide on what I want to say. And it's just making me crazy.
Let me say this to you. First and foremost, right? You know, you told me weeks ago you wanted to start this business. And then you said Monday, you was like, I wish I could do this. And I wish I could do that. You know, just start your business full time and just forget about the job. Right. So let me say this to you. You are in a stretching place. I'm going to call it a stretching place. And whenever you are in a stretching place, right, it doesn't feel good. But guess what? It is an opportunity for you to be enlarged in terms of your spirit being able to receive the blessing that's about to come. And I say it like that because I've been in your shoes before. I've been in a position where I went to work on a Monday, Tuesday morning, and boom, same thing. You know, we don't need you anymore. But this is the key factor in what you're going through. This is the key factor, what I'm about to say. The key factor is this. Remember to use what you're going through as an opportunity. And don't focus on how you feel. Focus on what result you want to manifest. Focus on the result you want to manifest. And I say that because it's so crazy, you know, when we were talking just a minute ago earlier before we started the recording, you know, I was saying, you know, my days were kind of crazy too, but I'm pressing through it because in challenging times, we have to press through. We have to press through so that we can get to the other side. And getting to the other side, if you focus on where you are versus where you want to be, then you'll be where you are longer. So focus on where you want to be. You know, focus on it as if it's happening now. You know, and then everything that you know about God, everything that you know about the faith that you have, release it out. Release it out. And focus on the result and not the problem. Remember that. Everything is working out for you. And focus on the result and not the problem. And I know it's easier said than done. I know it. I understand it because I've been there, Jackie. I've been there. But I just want to encourage you, and I just want you to know that you got so many people that's pulling for you, so many people that's cheering for you, so many people that want to see you make it and excel. And guess what? The thing that you have projected is manifesting. It's happening. Certain things don't feel good while we're in the process of getting to the other side because it's an unfamiliar territory. See, everything in life is catered to us being comfortable. But when you're building something and when you're doing something new, it's going to always be uncomfortable. So that's all I'm going to say about that for now. Right. Because we're going to talk about that a little bit later more. But we're going to talk about our topic, which is trust issues, a clean slate before you see the red flags. But I just wanted to talk about what you were feeling, what you were going through, because I want you to understand that everything that's working out for your good and everything that you have projected to manifest, it is happening. It is happening. It is happening. Just believe that, Jackie. Just believe that with all of your heart. Just believe that. And so I want to say that to the listeners too. If you're going through something and it may be similar to what Jackie is going through, guess what? Just keep believing. Don't give up. And don't go by how you feel. Go by what you believe. Because what you believe and what you feel are two separate things. And you don't have to agree with what you feel. Go by what you believe. Go by what you believe. So just as I'm telling you this, I have to tell myself the same thing every single day. So go by what you believe. But we're going to get into the topic, trust issues, a clean slate before you see the red flags. So, Jackie.
Yeah. Red flags.
Red flags.
Trust issues.
Trust issues, yeah.
I have trust issues, definitely.
Really?
And I actually used to look for red flags.
Oh, my Lord. Are you serious?
I'm teasing. I'm joking.
Okay. Well, I think I have. I can be honest. I think I have. I think I've looked for red flags, and I look for red flags so much in the past, that is. I think sometimes when you focus on something so much, it ends up manifesting because you're giving power to it.
Yeah.
And so because I was thinking, oh, this person's going to do something to me, they're going to do something, I actually gave power to something that I didn't want. So a healthy mindset is so important to have when you are trying to establish a relationship with someone that you are getting to know. You have to project what's good, and you also have to put away what you've gone through in the past. But the red flags are real. The red flags are something that we should pay attention to, because the red flags are warning signs. They are warning signs to help us to understand who and what we're dealing with. But that doesn't mean that when you see a warning sign, you should give up on the person. It means that you should give them an opportunity to come clean. Right? What do you think about that, Jackie?
Right. Oh, no, I definitely agree, because, nobody's perfect.
Right.
But sometimes you need to be aware that, is this something that I can live with? Because this, whatever this is, could get worse. Is this as bad as it gets?
Right.
You have to evaluate things in that fashion as well.
Right. Yeah. Having trust issues from the past is not healthy. And I say that because in the past, I was one that had trust issues because of things that I went through earlier in life, and new relationships. People that you meet, I believe now, you should give a clean slate to them. If somebody shows you something different, guess what? You have no reason to think otherwise if they haven't shown you anything different. You know what I'm saying? If they haven't proven to you that there's something else other than what you have perceived them to be, then you have no reason to think that they are less. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's wrong to just think, oh, well, this person's going to do this to me and this person's going to do that. That type of thinking is unhealthy. And I believe that type of thinking comes from hurt and being damaged from past relationships. And that's why I said, you have to have a clear mindset and a clear perception of who you're dealing with. If that person shows you something to be alarmed about, then you can, take steps to try to understand, whatever you need to understand. But accusation and assuming that somebody's going to just do wrong to you and thinking all the wrong things about a person, I believe, Jackie, that damages relationships. It brings damage to a relationship when a person is really a good individual and they're not going to do anything wrong and they're not doing anything wrong, but a person is just like, oh, I went through this in my past and they're this and they're that. That's just the wrong way to think. And like I said earlier, when a person is thinking like that, they are giving power to something that they don't want. And trust issues from past relationships is unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. But tell me about one of your personal experiences when you saw red flag.
Well, I probably was a walking circus for other people. I probably was a bunch of red flags myself for years. No, but because I had trust issues, so I I was the one in the relationships that I was in that probably was more questionable.
Oh,
because I didn't trust people, so I didn't give myself in my relationships for a very long time, and all my relationships were very superficial. They were on the surface. They were not, and I probably missed out on some wonderful men because of it.
Absolutely.
But and I missed out probably on some great relationships that I ruined. Mm-hmm. So I decided, not too long ago, but I decided that I'm not going to be that person anymore.
Right.
That's good. So.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll find a healthy relationship eventually. But,
yeah, I was like
but
that.
I just decided I didn't want to be that person anymore. So obviously I'm going to go into my relationships open-minded and accepting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Going forward. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like that years ago. I realized that every time I met somebody, right, it could be a work relationship. It could be any kind of relationship. I was actually, and I'm not ashamed to say this, I was actually projecting that the individual would hurt me. Right. And when oh yes, I'm not ashamed to say it. I was projecting that. Now let's be clear. That was years ago, right? I'm not that now. But when I was projecting that they would hurt me, or I was projecting that they would do harm to me, I was actually giving power to something that I did not want. But I was giving power to it because I thought about it and because I was thinking it a certain way. So I was giving power to something that I did not want. And then when I realized it more than 10 years ago, when I realized I was thinking like that, I told myself, you know what? I have to have a clear understanding that when you meet somebody new, whether it's a work relationship, male, female, any kind of friendship or relationship, you have to give that person a clean slate until you see otherwise. Because it's fair to see people for who they really are. And it's not fair to project that they're going to hurt you, project that they're going to betray you. It's not fair. It's not right. It's unhealthy mentally to think like that. And so once I realized that I was thinking that way, and I took full accountability for my thought life, right? And once I checked myself, then I started seeing different. I started experiencing something different in relationships where I would meet people and then the good would manifest more than the negative. You know, if I saw red flags, I didn't always see red flags as a deal breaker either, because I believe that red flags are just warnings so that you can know what you're dealing with, because everybody deserves opportunity to work on themselves in a relationship. I also believe that red flags are levels. There's levels to red flags, because some people say, oh, red flag, that's a deal breaker. No. Because none of us are perfect. But whatever your values are pertaining to what a deal breaker is, or whatever your values are pertaining to what red flags are on different levels, it's different for different people. But for me, if I saw red flags, I would give a person an opportunity to come clean. What do you think about that, Jackie, when you give a person an opportunity to come clean?
I agree 100%. I agree 100% because, I mean, nobody's perfect. And, you just don't know. People have things that you don't see right away, because we all want to put our best foot forward whenever we meet people. And,
right.
Especially if this is somebody that you care about, you want to explore deeper in your relationship, then you're going to have to overlook things, and you're going to have to hope they overlook things about you also.
That's right. Because everything.
Right. We could all be a mess in somebody's eyes, you know.
Right. Exactly. And everything is not a deal breaker. Because there could be small red flags, but the question we have to ask ourselves as individuals is, am I willing to work through this with this person? Or is this something that can be fixed? Or is it something that they could bring to the forefront and work on themselves? They are those questions we should ask, because if you just see a red flag and you say, oh no, I don't want to deal with this, if that's your core value and that's what you choose, okay, fair game. That's what you can choose. But I believe that for me personally, if I see a red flag, I ask myself the question, something like, okay, is it something that I can work through, or is it something that is really a deal breaker? Because certain things are really deal breakers. And so, for me, maintaining a healthy mindset is part of developing the trust, along with seeing the red flags. But like I said, if I see a red flag, I'm gonna talk about it. But it's also good, it's healthy to extend grace to a person so that they can deal with it, right? Depending on because we all have different values when it comes to what we want to deal with and what we don't want to deal with. Although I know that most people have deal breakers like lying, suspicious behavior, deception, hiding unimportant things. That's a deal breaker to me.
Right.
Lack of commitment to keep their word, inconsistencies, lying about the least of things. They are deal breakers, But when you see red flags, like, a person, maybe they didn't, well, a lie is a lie. I can't say not telling the truth because a lie is a lie. But let's say a deal breaker, like, not a deal breaker, but, like something like a person just not maybe keeping their word, give them an opportunity to lift the standard. You know what I'm saying? Let's say they said they was going to do something. They didn't do it right away. They did it, but they didn't do it right away. They didn't do it on time. Something like that. I would give that person an opportunity to work on it because I don't think it's that important. But to me, a deal breaker, red flag, is the lies, deception, hiding unimportant things. You know what I mean? A lack of commitment, inconsistencies, suspicious behavior, all those things. Those red flags would make me not want to trust somebody. But like I said, red flags are warnings, but they are not always a reason to not deal with a person, because I believe there are levels to what red flags are, because all of us have some type of character flaw and nobody is perfect. Nobody is perfect. So, I also believe, Jackie, that holding the person accountable in the midst of bringing that thing to the forefront in a conversation, holding them accountable is important when you see a red flag. But that clean slate is important. None of us should walk into a relationship of any kind and just project that, oh, this person's going to do me wrong. This person's they're going to act like somebody from my past. To me, that is projecting hurt. To me, that is projecting betrayal. That's projecting something that you don't want. So why do it? So all of us, we have to maintain a healthy mindset to develop trust. Unless that person has shown you something, then guess what? What reason do you have not to trust them? What do you say, Jackie?
Well, I also think that, especially when you're dealing with people's differences and you see red flags, communication is the most important thing.
Yes.
You talk to the person about what this is, your concerns. Maybe they don't even know they're doing it,
Right. Inconsistencies, that.
Or maybe they're,
inconsistencies is what gets me when it comes to a person, when they can't be consistent. Like you said communication. They're not consistent according to how they communicate. That to me is a issue, because if a person is not consistent, that's a red flag for me to step back. That could be a red flag for me, not to trust the person totally, but at least be aware that they could possibly be somebody that I might not trust at all. But that clean slate thing, I believe that everybody you meet, they automatically should have a clean slate. Because if you go into a relationship of any kind, and if you are projecting hurt, if you are going into the relationship just thinking all the wrong things about someone, Thinking,
Right.
that's not healthy. In that type of situation, it's not the person, it's the person that's thinking the negative things.
Well, yes, if you look for problems, you're going to find them.
Yes, absolutely. So,
seek and you shall find.
That's right. And so I just think that, like I said, red flags are warning signs to grow. And there are levels to red flags.
If you look for solutions, then that's a whole nother attitude towards it.
Right. And based upon your values, everybody have different values based upon what could be deal breakers and dangers, But that clean slate thing is very important, because I believe that when you trust people with that clean slate, you give yourself an opportunity to just be you transparently. Because most of us, when we go into relationships and we're not trusting, what happens is it presents an aura of being guarded. It presents something in the atmosphere of being guarded. So if you're guarded, when you meet somebody, if you're just guarded, guess what? Then how are you going to know that the individual that you're meeting for the first time, or coworker, or whoever it is, how are you going to know that it's a decent person? How are you going to know that this person is genuine? How are you going to know that if you're so guarded?
Well, also, they're not getting to see the real you either, because you have this guarded facade that is, who knows what you're projecting, because your mind is telling you that I can't be myself around this person because I can't trust them, or, it's whatever, it's going to turn out this way, it's going to turn out that way. So you are projecting someone other than who you actually are sometimes too. Probably not all the time, but if you have moments that you're not letting someone in, then they don't know who you are on the inside.
Exactly. And that is why
which was my biggest problem. I would not let people in. I wouldn't tell people private things about myself or
and that's
issues with that.
That's why what I do is I give people a clean slate, right? And when they show me who they are, that's how I treat them based upon what they show me. That's how I treat them. Right. If they can't be trusted, I will never tell them anything personal about myself.
Right. Never. No, but I'm just saying, though, that trust is a choice. You have to decide, I'm going to do this. It's just like jumping off the high dive. It can be scary for people.
Right. It can be scary. It can be very scary. But the blessing in it is this. You can be your genuine self when you give people a clean slate. You can be everything you're supposed to be so they can see the real you. Because being guarded, that gives off a certain type of air. That gives off a certain type of vibe or energy. And the person is looking at you like, oh, wow, they're giving off weird energy. Now they don't trust you. So that's why.
Well, I think that is part of the problem, is that maybe we're not giving ourselves the clean slate.
Wow.
We are projecting from, okay, in this past relationship, I was the problem and I'm going to be the problem continuously. So I'm just going to remove myself.
Well,
I don't think this person is going to accept me for who I am. So I'm not going to show them who I am. I'm not going to.
No. See,
I'm not going to take it any further than this.
That's all, to me, my opinion, that's all wrong. You know why? Because I sincerely believe this. Once I work past having those projected thoughts about somebody hurting me, once I work past that, what happened for me was like I said, I gave everybody a clean slate. So if you show me that you're inconsistent and that you are a ongoing Monday through Sunday liar, then I treat you accordingly. I'm going to treat you well, but I'm not going to trust you on that level, right? I'm not going to have that type of relationship with you, because if you have shown me that you lie through Monday through Sunday, you show me that. So that's
yeah.
That's why I said I give a person a clean slate. Now, if a person has not shown me that they lie from Monday through Sunday. Now I start to peel away the level of trust that I can have or demonstrate with them, right? And so, but as far as that clean slate, it's a clean slate, because if I don't have a reason not to trust you, I'm not going to find a reason. I'm not one of those people anymore where I'm just looking, let me just find a reason not to trust her or him because, I was at work and they lied on 12 other people. I don't look for stuff like that, because as an individual, I believe that when you project that for yourself as an individual, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. So some people, I've been told in the past, they won't even come my direction because they know they ain't right.
Right.
Romantically, they be like, I don't even want to mess with you because I'm not right at all. We could be friends from a distance because I'm just not right. We laugh about it, but that's the truth. Some people know they're not right. But to each his own when it comes to core values, because we all have different values. But I believe that red flags are warning signs to grow, and there are levels to warning signs based upon what is a danger or a deal breaker. Red flags are warning signs to grow, but there are levels to warning signs according to what is a deal breaker or a danger. Now, we all know that when somebody is trying to actually deceive you in every kind of way, that's a deal breaker, because the person is totally deceptive, right? That's a deal breaker. Or it could be something dangerous. But when somebody has character flaws, I believe that's not enough to just totally dismantle the whole relationship, because I believe that people are valuable and everybody deserves some level of extension of grace, depending on what it is, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah, to grow, because we all got to grow. Right. But
yes.
But the trust issues is something we all have to deal with as individuals when it comes to new relationships. If the individual has a trust issue, because we shouldn't carry trust issues into new relationships. We shouldn't do that. Because
absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, trust issues are a reflection of something from your past. And it should not have anything to do with what is going on in front of you right now. And if it does, that means that you need to be healed. It means that you need to check that. Because your past should not be controlling your future. Yes, we have to learn from the things that we've gone through, but your past should not be controlling your future on the level of all the negative things that happen to you. We are only supposed to gravitate to lessons from our past, but not have our past control us.
Also, if you are a person who, let's say, all of your exes cheat on you. Mm-hmm. So you're like, if you're a man, you're like, oh, every woman cheats, da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
Or a woman who said every man cheats. Well, maybe you need to examine the type of person that you've been attracted to, mm-hmm. because you're manifesting this person. You're
exactly.
You keep dating the same person over and over again, mm-hmm. And you're going to get the same result. They're just in a different body. They have the same characteristics.
That's right.
Maybe you need to examine your taste, mm-hmm. and find something different.
Different face, same spirit, same energy. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. And so, in that type of situation, I always would say to friends, and also, examining myself, I would say, change you, and then you will manifest something new to the new you. That's what I say about that. Because if you are dealing with issues in your life you haven't addressed, of course you're going to keep attracting the same people. If you're a liar, you're going to attract a liar. If you're a deceptive person and you got game, when I say game, all of y'all know what I'm saying when it comes to the word game. I'm not talking about a game you play. I'm talking about a game you play mentally, and the game in relationships. I'm saying, if you're one of those people that got all that stuff in you and you haven't dealt with it, you're not going to attract somebody that's genuine. But the point of this whole topic is to understand how we think when we enter into new relationships. We should not project hurt. We should not project something that is harmful. We should project what is healthy. And we should understand that everybody that we meet and everybody we come in contact with, we should give them a clean slate until they show us something differently. And as I stated earlier, red flags are warning signs to understand areas of growth, areas where people need to grow, because everything is not a deal breaker, because none of us are perfect. It's an area where sometimes
everything's not black and white also.
No, not at all, because sometimes we have to simply hold people accountable to grow. That's just it. We have to hold people accountable to grow. And when we do that, then we grow as well. When we hold others accountable to grow, because we all should be working on ourselves. For the people that are not working on themselves, shame on you. Because working on yourself is the opportunity to become an asset to someone else. I always say that because that's what working on yourself really is. I mean, all of us are here on the earth to be something for somebody else. We're not just here to be something and everything for ourselves. We're here to be something for someone else, whether it's our family members, friends, neighbors, co-workers. We are here to be something, an asset for someone else. So, but I like this topic, and trust issues is something that, we all have experienced on some level. And like I said, that clean slate before you see the red flags is something that we all have to give to everybody we meet, unless they show us something else. So, Jackie, I am going to continue to encourage you, because whatever you believe for, I'm believing for with you. And everything that you desire and want to happen is going to happen. So keep a positive attitude according to what we talked about earlier, okay?
Yes.
Everything is working out for us, because I have been experiencing some things myself. I'm not going to talk about it right now, but please understand that we all are a work in progress, and sometimes things feel uncomfortable. And when it feels uncomfortable, it just means that you are being transformed into the thing that is necessary to receive the blessing. That's what being uncomfortable
is. I'm definitely in a transition period right now. So it's very weird, my life right this minute.
Yeah. So,
I mean, not just the job. I have other things that, are just weird stuff happening. But
but
it doesn't mean it's not good. I'm just in like a, like you said, a stretching period.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to...
My whole life is leg day. The day after leg day.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Just stay encouraged and stay inspired.
It all hurts right now.
Yeah, it's getting better, Jackie. It's getting better. I'm telling you. I'm believing right now in the name of Jesus, the power of his name, because it's power in the name of Jesus. I know some people don't understand it, but it's power in the name of Jesus. And I say, in the name of Jesus, everything is working out for us. So, on that note, listeners, I thank you so much for tuning in to listen to SB Favorite Thinking Podcast. And we are going to continue to send positive energy and prayers to Jackie, because, look, this podcast is about inspiring others and being motivated, and there is no failure according to our lives. It's all about being lifted up. And so thank you so much for listening. And if you need to reach me, you can reach me at sbfavor@yahoo.com via email. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SBFavor. I also have a TikTok handle at SBFavor. You can also find me on YouTube and anywhere you listen to podcasts at SBFavor. On YouTube, please click like and click the bell so that you can receive a notification each time there's a new episode of SB Favorite Thinking Podcast, because clicking the bell is a way to subscribe to the channel. And as I stated, you can subscribe to me anywhere podcasts are heard. And if you would like to give to the podcast, you can give at Cash App, $SB Favor. Listeners, I appreciate you and thank you for tuning in. And Jackie, remember, stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. All right.
Thank you.
So listeners, thank you for tuning in. You have a good day.